Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yo, what's going on, brother?
Yes, we can.
What's going on?
How are
Glad
you
to be
doing?
on the stream.
Oh,
I'm doing
no,
fantastic.
absolutely. Super excited to have you on. How's your day been?
It's been great. Really, watching streamers like yourself play ULDOR is just like the most fulfilling thing. It's awesome.
No, yeah, definitely. Dude, I'm honestly such a massive shout out to Bumbleberry for like. I was doing a stream with Dino LFG about a bunch of stuff that they have coming out, and he hit me up on the side because he didn't know it was like how big I like. Most of the streams are be like gaming, Web3 gaming, like and then the reviews and all that. So he hit me up like on the side and was like, hey, check this game out real quick. And holy, I'm so glad that he did. Bro, the addiction is real. My boy Clouds too, like the addiction is real. It's just it's outside the box and it's smooth. The elements I don't know what exactly is about it, but it's raid time. All right, Terp, love you, big dog. Thank you, I appreciate you, Terp. It's just so addicting, but yeah, no, we're jumping into that. But how long has before that, what is it? Is Halberd the meta? Is that like the big weapon you think?
Yeah, I think so. And to be honest, like the reason the order it is the way it is because I use the halberd. Like I mean I use the katana. Like I thought it was the best weapon, and like in testing I loved it. But then after we released and everybody started using halberd, like I started to kind of realize I guess the halberd is better. It's that range. It counters the dodging of the assassins. I don't know. I mean, the damage is pretty good. I like the katana because it's faster, but and I like the combo. I don't know if you've done the heavy attack combo with the katana. Like it does this spin attack. It's pretty nice.
Hell yeah, no, absolutely, it really is. I'm right there with you. Here, let me set the. I might have to go after like that you know what I mean, that katana runner spot. Like there's definitely, I'm hearing Bumbleberry's telling me like crazy runs, 2K runs and stuff, and I gotta get to that point, but I want to be I think I'm gonna try and go for like try and become one of like the top katana runners.
When leaderboard, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, so the next update is going to fix some bugs. Like there's a bug, I don't know if you've run into this, but sometimes the attack breaks, so you can't attack, and we're going to fix that. There's a few other improvements. There's actually some big like under the hood improvements we're making to make it feel even smoother, and then the next focus will be on leaderboards for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, honestly, I'm right there with you. Like with the katana, at least. I don't know. I like the halberd. The range on it's amazing, but the katana, like the speed and like the effectiveness, like of the combo ability with it, it's just next level. Like I find that like with these giant mobs, if you like go in and if you heavy attack twice into them while rotating the tab, like upon the enemies and like roll straight off. Hold on, let me get some stand back so I can do it. They find it pretty hard to hit you. Run going, but yeah, no. Alright, there we go. So when did you guys release? When did ULDOR first release?
So the first playable mode, I mean, it was released on last Monday, so it's pretty new. We've been working in the engine since like August of 2021, so we've been in development for a little while, and we've been working on like a lot of components that you're not using, like some of the open world stuff, resource gathering and all that, but this was really, let's make a really polished, smooth game that people can actually play today.
Facts. Here, let me, I'm gonna die really quick and, oh wow, that's a crazy number to Android on 100. I'm gonna pull up a few of the sites and stuff and spam them out, and then, do this properly. But now I'm super excited because, like there's okay, so like there's games where like we'll play and like cover and review and do giveaways for, but then there's like perma stream games, which right now is only like, so at one point, a little bit like about the stream, so we were the biggest NFT stream on Twitch. We're doing like over 300 CCV every stream, like massive, but I ran a different format. We were doing NFT giveaways, and we were having different collections on every night, and it's like, no matter how much you vet these collections, not all of them are going to be on the up and up, and like, truthfully, and so, you know, I have to take the blame, and I do take full blame anytime anything like that, if I've ever platformed somebody and, you know what I mean, they had nefarious intentions, no matter how hard we vetted them. I still take I take the full blame for that because I platformed them, you know, and I will always take the full blame for that. But even though we were at one point, we were second on Twitch for growth because the stream was growing so fast at such a rapid rate. We gave over like 80K away in 1 month, with VC backing, of course. But like,
you always forget the biggest one. 1,000 subs to 4 partners.
Yeah,
you
like
forget it every time, and that's just like the biggest achievement.
But I just, after, you know, dealing with major highs and major lows with that format, because of that format, I took a step back from the stream, and for about 2 months off of streaming, came back with a full focus on P2, on play to earn gaming, on Web3 gaming, on blockchain gaming, and then wanted to really develop something to give back to the community, because like at the end of the day, and it's the same for ULDOR, it's the same for anything that has support from people, you know, like at the end of the day, like money, all that other stuff, it really isn't it doesn't matter, you know, like people's time is the most important thing like they have on this, you know what I'm saying, like on the planet, like at the end of the day, your time like on this planet is so fleeting, you know what I mean, like 180 years or whatever, that shit goes by in a heartbeat. So it's like, you know, people dedicate their time and, you know, love and stuff to supporting the stream and stuff. So we just wanted to really come up with a way and a concept to give back without really costing, like that wouldn't cost people money. And so the reason I'm going to this tonight as well, because this is the launch of it as well tonight. And so, you know, with the website and the review, ULDOR's actually the next review that's going to be up, and like we're actually going to put up the little mini tournament and give away a bunch of stuff with it. It's super exciting. Flint, I'm going to relay your question in literally 1 moment. I just so with this, we developed Galley Baby. We developed the claim store. So after tonight is when this claim store finally goes live. We did a token testing for ages, and then from there, now this is basically the demo store, and I have the real store as well. So the way it works, so every 10 minutes that you're in the stream, you get paid out 64 TZ, which is the native coin for the stream. So it's a concept by myself. Every moment that you watch in the stream, you're earning the native stream token, 64 TZ. That token can be used right here to claim a number of amazing things, such as NFTs, blue chip NFTs, early access stream codes to like Web3 games, gaming gear, gift cards, charity donations, stream bookings, promotion, tons of stuff. So it's just a little example of how the store will run. So we'll have tonight is when the store actually goes live, and next stream is going to be when people are going to be able to use their first claims and everything, and basically they'll just go right in, claim, oh, I want a mech, I want a Vision, Meta Ops, or tons of stuff. So with that, we came back really with the focus of giving back like heavily. We wanted 2023 to be the year of really supporting the supporters, and I see ULDOR being a major player in community building on this stream. Like it's definitely the next game that it's 100% being perma rotated into the stream, and like we haven't had a game like that has been perma rotated since Superior, because like just, you know, the quality of the game has to be there and all of that other, it has to have all those elements. And so it's really nice like to be part of ULDOR and the developing. Oh my god, we're almost at 2K holders, and like, you know, to have found you guys so early on, and like you guys have so much coming, it's just super exciting. So just a little backstory on the stream and kind of like how we got to the point that we're at now. And let me pull up a bunch of stuff.
Well, I feel super honored to be on, like, for this big, like, reveal and update for this big, and I'll just tell you, like, reveal and update, like, talking about the rugs and nefarious and projects that probably had well intentions, but just they didn't get the mint that they wanted, or the money that they needed, or maybe they just couldn't execute. But I'm right there with you guys, because I used to put my my OpenSea link on all my profiles everywhere, so that people could go see all the, like, terrible mints that I've bought. All the NFTs that I tried to buy and support communities, and I'm in PFP projects. I got into the Web3 space and was really someone who joined a lot of these communities and loved, like, what was happening. But it was definitely a crazy time for the market. A lot of stuff. We all probably bought some stuff that we should have done more, kind of research on or thinking about. But love Web3 gaming. I really think that, like, and I tell this sometimes, like PFPs and digital art. This is a new thing. Like, we didn't value this stuff before NFTs, so we haven't really proven that that's sustainable. But games, like game items, digital items, they had value before. It's just that all that money went to Activision and EA and other companies. So giving that to players and having some of that value be retained by players, that's what is revolutionary. So that's what I'm bullish on.
Absolutely, and it's the truth. It's amazing. It's kind of putting some of the power back in the hands of the actual gamers. So Flint asked, so this is a preview of a developing open world. Let's see, I have a bunch of stuff I'm going to play as well. So all of this is going to go on YouTube, but everything, I have 21K on TikTok. So I'm actually going to, I truly think ULDOR would fit massively well on TikTok, and with the way that the combat pairs up with kind of music clips. I listen to like a lot of drill music when I play video games, and the way like a lot of these songs kind of link up with like certain deaths, I do think it will hit really well on TikTok. So I'm gonna use a bunch on TikTok as well, and then the Dread Arena is only a small part of a larger open world MMORPG, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's really just. And we thought that was important to, because like an MMO, building an open world MMO, that's something that's very ambitious. And a lot of projects come out with a plan, and they're like, we're going to develop an MMO in a year. And almost nobody is able to deliver on that. It takes longer than that. You run into these obstacles, and there's stuff outside of your control that happens. But we thought it was just a better way to develop, especially in Web3, but in game development in general, to just be very transparent and to work on clear deliverables. And so we broke up our development into these phases, where we have the Dread Arena as our first phase, where we're showing off, combat mechanics, basic like camera movement controls, the quality of the game, and you can actually just get a feel for what we're building, and not just watch a video or a teaser or cinematic, and really have no idea what the game is going to feel like. And then the next mode is our PvP, where you can fight head-to-head with other players. But we really like the Dread Arena, and so we want to support it with some additional features before we start really devoting time to the PvP arena. But we plan to add leaderboards, of course, and then we'd love to do co-op, where you and a friend, or maybe you and a couple friends could jump in. I think that would be epic. But yeah, so that I really think, like, I'm a big believer in this like phase development. I think that if you can break up development and deliver something for players, you can use that to like get a lot of data on the testing. And like, our developers are watching you guys play, and we're learning about like the bugs that you run into, like, maybe your timing is a certain way that we didn't get that in testing, or maybe you're streamers are like confused by something or don't know how to do something, so we need to make something more intuitive. So that's very valuable. We don't have to wait for some release 3 years from now to get that data. And then also, we can build a community. Like, we've got all these people playing the game now and wanting to play the game, and we didn't have to wait years for this MMO. So I think that this is just a better way to build, but I don't see a lot of people doing it this way. So it's kind of something that we're trying, and we think it'll work out.
No, I absolutely love it.
With it being an open world, what engine is the game built in?
Unreal Engine UE5.
Okay, all right.
And UE5, like that's something that doesn't get a lot of talk because there really are no open world UE5 games yet. There's a bunch in development, but UE5 added a lot of features that make the engine much more scalable for open world. And
That's what I was asking about.
yeah, because like back in UE4, like you could do it, but you needed a lot of development time, and they've made things so much smoother and more scalable in UE5.
No.
What are your final PC requirements that you're looking at?
So we haven't determined the PC requirements. That's something we're kind of we haven't spent just a ton of time optimizing. It's like we're thinking about that when we add things. You know, like how is this going to affect performance? But that's something we need to spend more time doing. And part of this alpha test was kind of learning, you know, how it runs on a lot of systems. And I'll say like the one thing that is really the resource hog is the crowd, and it's just we haven't had the time to really optimize that yet. So we kind of put out this advice to creators, like, you know, if you run into GPU issues, if you're laggy, have low FPS, you know, to turn the crowd off. And that seems to really help a lot of people. But then, you know, we have people that are not gamers who try to play it on like an old laptop or something, and they just can't get to play it all. Or it's, you know, really laggy. But it's great that they're you know, they're that interested though.
Do you have a website or something that people can go and put their specs in, so you have a list of what all your players are playing on, and then you can take the average FPSs from their system, like what their system is and what frames they're getting, so then you can go through and try and figure out what the best...
That's a great suggestion. We don't have that yet. We do have like a feedback forum, and we're kind of floating that out there to testers. But yeah, that's a great suggestion. We should probably do that.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, no. There's actually all the questions 100% be asked. I'm actually noticing things as I go here. I want to play this for y'all, this teaser really quick. And there's so many. There's so many elements of this. I'm so excited for. Hold on. Let's watch this really quick though. Like that landscapes, they look so like, bro. I was just watching that like GIF on the white paper right here. I literally opened on another window just to show, like, yo, when he's running through that desert and then the setting sun landscape of like the plains, that shit, even like that temple, that shit looks so good. And
that GIF you're looking at right now is what made me ask what engine they're running on, because it looked...
Bro, facts. No, facts,
amazing.
100%. It looks... And then, here, I'll get into this, like the faction battles or something. I'm going to grab a G Fuel Wells is playing as well. Wells is short. Actually, I'll wait a second, because I do want to watch this. Again, let me see.
Yeah, I was curious about PC requirements, because I myself, like, I've got my laptop, it's got the 1660 in it, and I mean, I can pretty much run anything I throw at it if I spec it right, but I know a lot of the community, they don't play on high-end systems. You have the 1% that, like, streams it, and their systems are top tier, but the majority of players are still trying to get that higher end.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, that's something that we definitely want to work. I mean, there's things on our list that we haven't prioritized yet, just because of, you know, lack of resources.
Yeah.
But one of the things definitely performance and making sure that you know, we optimize as best we can. Another thing is controller. You know, because a surprising number of players to me play, you know, PC games with controller, and that's something that to me. Like I've just always used keyboard and mouse, but I mean, obviously I know people use controller, but I've run into that a lot. Like there's a common question about controller support. Like we have limited support. We knew that was important, but we haven't done enough yet to fully support controller.
Yeah, a game like this, I would love controller support.
That would be...
Because like mouse and keyboard, I'm great FPS wise, but games of this caliber feel so much more natural on the controller.
Yeah, no, facts. I'm right there with you with the mouse and keyboard myself. I would be definitely super interested to see it. It would be a super dope game to run in controller, though. It absolutely has those elements. So a few people like I love Scooter. Yeah, so hey, real quick, Scooter, I set one up for you as well. Nah, it is. You'll see some gameplay as well, Scooter. The game is actually, it's fucking amazing. You're gonna touch on a few points. I think you'd really like it, honestly, Scooter. So Vish asked about the NFT drops, and then above also Bumbleberry, I did see asked as well. In fact, yo, the co-op will be, bro, Bumbleberry. We're gonna run some crazy runs together because this is gonna be the first game I go. So I have like a partnered stream with TikTok as well through an agency. So I had a little boo-boo from one of my co-hosts made a joke, and TikTok is very censored. They're not Twitch, so you have to just be a lot more careful with what you say. And so we took the live down for a bit, and now it's going to be going back up. I think this is going to be the main game that I stream on there because I do think this will be... So there's a element of the TikTok gaming that it craves more than just COD and Fortnite because it's all everyone is playing on there. So whenever somebody... And then whenever I run by somebody playing like an indie or a game in development, the chat is just going crazy for info over it. So Bumbleberry was curious about how NFTs are going to play into it as well, and then so is Vish. They're both.
And they were also curious how the leveling progression is going to work. Is it going to be grindy or is it going to be story rich?
Yeah, so these are great questions. On the NFTs, so like we had a Genesis sale for NFTs. So we have 2 collections on OpenSea, our Guardians and Furies, and we really use those as a way to just like reward our holders and our community. And we're going to give them like some token drops and whitelists and things like that. But we like I don't use the term like free to own and some of these others, web free and stuff like that. But I mean, I do believe that games shouldn't sell NFTs like in general. I like the Kickstarter model, Yeah, I mean, I think, like if you need it for fundraising,
exactly.
And it's early.
Yes, my man.
Yeah, but like once you have a game, I don't think you should sell NFTs. I really think that players should either collect those, they should craft those. So in ULDOR we have crafting, we have resource gathering. So you'll be able to gather resources, craft items, upgrade items, destroy items, and then use items in the game. But we see NFTs as really a way to just give players ownership of their assets and their items.
So and here, let me just say how much I love that, because honestly, Scooter, I wouldn't say this is an NFT game. No, the way I would honestly phrase that is this is a AAA game in development that utilizes blockchain tech. And I would I love you,
I'd
Scooter.
put it in the same category as Big Time.
Exactly. So I work for Big Time full time, and so like literally at Big Time we use blockchain technology as basically a feature to show transparency with scarcity of skins and ownership, but like we don't use the word NFT in our marketing pitches unless somebody brings it up, because like we're focused on being an amazing AAA quality game and not an NFT game. And it's much more interesting about having player owned economics and stuff and all of this when it truly feels like the game is focused on being a real game and not just like this NFT game just to cater because it has NFT in the title and they want to make money. And it's very, very, very rare to find these. Like, truthfully, we have not found many. It's a reason we doubled down so hard on Big Time is because we felt the same way. We felt Big Time was a AAA game in development that utilized blockchain tech. And honestly, the Big Time and then felt the same way about Superior, and then we've honestly tested and played about 100 games since, and this is the only other one we truly feel that way about, with the game does feel like it's focused on being a good game as opposed to just catering to being an NFT game, quote unquote.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, because you kind of hear this theme about you should focus on making a good game, but I really think like what a lot of games struggle with is they're coming from that play to earn movement where it was more about it was a DeFi play. You know, it was a token. It was a way to release a token, and it was about staking and earning. And I think a lot of people are stuck on the yield and things like that. And they really forget, like, to bring mass adoption, we need to appeal to gamers, and they want good gameplay. And I think they will love NFTs, and they'll love Web3 and the whole ethos that we're building. But they're not coming to earn a token. They're coming to play a good game, and then they'll stay for like the enhanced ownership, the on-chain transparency, the provable scarcity, the things you're talking about.
Bro, facts. Honestly, it's such a. I'm so bullish on this game. Truthfully, it feels so. It's so good.
Would there be a reserve of NFTs held for events and such?
So yeah, that's an interesting question. We will be giving some NFTs away for like certain events, like when we introduce leaderboards for the Dread Arena, we'll have some like limited edition NFTs that go out for that. We don't really see, when we think about NFTs, like we really want the value to go to the players, and it's a way to kind of reward them for either, for playing the game, for doing something exclusive, for like doing something new, like maybe exploring an area or going and defeating some boss for the first time, but not something that we should really be like manipulating or controlling the supply of everything. We're gonna have crafting and things like that. So we really want it to be a player economy. Got you. And that's another reason why we don't plan to like sell game NFTs, is because we think that, and I don't know how games really think about that, but to me it's like if you're selling an NFT, you're kind of competing with your players.
With the players, correct. It's setting an agenda of like what players are good enough to play the game. Because if you're selling the NFT at a set price, then it limits who can actually enjoy the game. There's plenty of players who just want to sit down, play the game, and be rewarded for that. They don't want to have to go out of their way to buy this NFT just in order to be able to play that game. So I understand where you're coming from with it. You don't want that, basically.
Oh yeah. No, and there's so much more that I actually wanted to like touch on and stuff. I wanted to start up another round really quick too, so people get to see some of the gameplay. But dude, man, the faction battles is another thing I'm so insanely excited about here. We have a bunch of questions that I gotta backtrack as well. In-game trading or marketplace? Just thinking from a player coming in launch. No, absolutely, Flint. That's a great question as well. Is there, you know what, actually, before they're curious about whether there'll be in-game trading, marketplace and all that, but can we get invert support? So I am one of the last freaks of nature.
Don't give it to him. Don't give it to him.
I play everything inverted, and it's so hard for me to play. Like, it's honestly a testimony to how much I love this game that I just grind it without invert, but like, I am one of the last people in the world, I think, that actually plays invert still, but I need it.
Yeah. So that's inverted mouse, and I'm guessing that's left, right, and up, down.
No, so I'm just I'm half of a freak in nature. It's just up, down for me. So like, I don't know when it started or how come, but like, so when I look left with the mouse, it looks left. When I look right, it looks right. But when I look up, he looks down, and when I look down, he looks up. I don't know why. I've always played games this way. But yeah, no. Yeah. There's very few games like, and it's very, very common, obviously, for games at this point to not have invert. That's super, 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 super common. And wouldn't honestly expect, like, but yeah, no, just talking like down the line, like, because like for example, like Genshin was like a mainstream game. It dropped without invert support, and I couldn't, like, you know what I mean? It just, I don't even know if there's many of us left.
Well, I'm going to put that on our list, and we're going to see if we can add that, because we want to be as supportive as possible, and especially anything that's like easy on us, like, why not?
No, absolutely. I'm actually putting up another tweet real quick as well. I
will say you can invert your mouse in Windows settings for any game that's not inverted.
Yeah, so I do have an app that allows me to invert the mouse on any full screen application, but it has like a 400 millisecond delay, and it drives me fucking mental. Even though it's so little, it drives me mental, the delay that the
Yeah,
app
that's
causes.
not.
But yeah, no, I gotta like poll some people, like ask them like, hey, you ever play games inverted, or am I just weird? Let me see. Basic
Bumbleberry was asking, when the NFTs do come out, what blockchain will they be on?
They'll be on Immutable, and we chose Immutable for a number of reasons, but mainly because it's gasless, so you don't have to worry about paying gas to like move the NFTs around or to mint.
Okay.
Let me see. NFTs with your yeah, no. We'd love to have. Let me get this tweet up as well, so we can get. About 11 is when a bunch of other people get out of work. Hey, I can play the game on DDR Dance Pad. Can you add that? Yo, you know what? That would be some shit. You see how many people have been playing Elden Ring on DDR pads and stuff? I used to play a lot of DDR growing up. You judging no books by its cover.
Well, we should definitely add official support for DDR pad.
That would be hilarious. Banana
You can
support.
get that Elden Ring streamer to have her bunny beat the game.
Get in here. We're having a blast. Let me just add the Twitch link. I'm so damn bullish on all there. FT Gaming. So one thing a lot of games like I feel like forget to do, and it's so impactful, is apply to Twitch when they're like in development for a category.
Yeah. So we actually did this, and they don't have. I don't know. Maybe we did this a different way, but like we went through the official like Twitch links and we applied, and it's like the application is like pending, and then it just disappears. So
yeah,
I don't know if someone looked at it and just rejected us or what, but we're gonna keep trying. I don't know if they saw that it was like a Web3 game, or if they just maybe they looked at a social and didn't think it had enough followers or something. They ask for everything, like your Facebook.
Yeah. No, facts, bro. Absolutely.
And like we have a big like Twitter following and a Discord following, but like our Facebook and TikTok, they're tiny because we haven't really focused on those yet.
No, absolutely. I think that could probably be it. But I know their support is not the best as well.
But we are going to keep trying because I love seeing like the category of the game, and we need that.
No, 100%. It definitely makes a big difference. So let me see. Now the halberd do be like insanely effective. I'm just so used to running with the katana. Here, I just put up a new status as well, just to let people know that we're still kicking it right now. And yeah, no, I'm gonna play some more. I would have ULDOR on for as long as it'll stay on. After this, I'm going to jump back out like I was, and then I gotta show you guys a few more clips and videos on their site and cover a few more things that are like on the white paper and stuff. Because I do think that like you're the best, Bumbleberry. I think it's gonna. I just want to get it out there. I think the more people see ULDOR, I think this is gonna truly be one of the specialer games that causes a lot of eyes to shift towards.
What was the inspiration behind ULDOR? Like, why? What?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, so this is really gonna nerd out, but so ULDOR was not just like a Web3 thing that we came up with. Like a lot of projects, they saw the Web3 movement. They said, hey, let's do a game. That seems like a thing to do. Well, actually, ULDOR is a passion project of mine. I registered ULDOR.com back in 2011, so more than 10 years ago. And it's an MMO that I've been wanting to build for over a decade. I have tons of lore, game mechanics. Every time I play a game, whether it's an MMO or an RPG or a shooter or just about any game, I'm coming up with ideas. Game mechanics that work well, map design that's fun and replayable. And I have a lot of thoughts about the MMO genre. When Web3 really started, people were talking about NFTs and gaming, and a lot of people thought about RuneScape and old school MMOs. They said that would be perfect for Web3. But one thing nobody talks about is the MMO genre is in decline. And when you look at MMO demographics, it has been declining for years. And if you poll players, they're not really satisfied with the MMOs that are out. And studios seem kind of baffled as to why players want to go play the classic versions, the 10, 15-year-old version of a game rather than the newest title. And I think it's just they failed to innovate, and they kind of innovated in the wrong direction. Player habits have changed, and there's a lot more casual gamers now. Like, we all like to jump into matches that last 5 or 10 minutes, and that's great. But I think to appeal to the casual audience, they kind of diluted the core RPG experience from MMO. Like, you don't really get immersed in the world anymore. At least that's kind of my thought. I mean, I was a hardcore MMO player, but I think that you can bring that back and appeal to casual gamers if you do it right. And I could talk about that, if you wanted to know more. But yeah, I think there's a lot of innovation needs to happen even beyond just what.
Absolutely, no, absolutely.
The lore. Are you going to have a whole section of the website with all like the background of the different races and the enemies and their backstory? Because that's like my favorite thing in a game, is to be able to go to their website and learn why these two factions are at war, or why these enemies are teaming with each other but at the same time hate you. Like,
well, we're very big on lore, absolutely. We love lore over here. Also, what's going on, Gally? So Gally's like honestly been with me longer than anybody. Like legit, like that is day one right there, and he's the exact same way. Like with the MMOs, man is an absolute freak over them, and he's just really fucking good at them. He said, any chance in adding left or right hand dominance just as a flavor thing, maybe?
So that's something we have talked about, and it was a little more technical than we thought it would be, so we haven't prioritized it, but we definitely want to do that at some point.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool as fuck. Left hand is vastly different swinging. Let me read that in a second. Yeah, no, Gally, hit me with them questions. You're probably one of the most MMO knowledgeable people that I know. To be truthful, so yeah, any questions that you have, because there's when we originally gave Bumbleberry hit me up with a few 3 codes, and Gally definitely was trying to win one heavily. We gave him out through marbles. It was actually a lot of fun. And yeah, no, I definitely want to God, yeah, I can't stay away from the katana, brother. I feel you on that. I tried going as long as I could with the halberd, but I just love this goddamn katana. And how could we go about getting some to set up some pass giveaways and stuff? Would that be possible?
Absolutely. Yeah, I will DM you guys.
That would be amazing. Okay, that would be absolutely amazing, because I really think it would be super cool to have a little micro event where it was just have maybe we could get 16 people that sign up ahead of time. First 16 be 4 at a time, on the screen. We'd all jump in a Discord call together. The 4 at a time, because we do this with other games and stuff. So the 4 at a time that we're on the screen, I'd have 4 corners. So top left, top right, bottom right, and where I am would be all different screens. You have a big ULDOR animation in the back, and then you can see everybody's perspective. And then have 4 at a time, so it'd be 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and then as we narrow it down, elim them, do either races to first one to hit wave 20 to complete wave 25, or first 3 to complete wave 25, move on. I have a lot of things ideas. I think that could be really, really, really fun on stream, and then. Yeah, no, it'd be absolutely amazing. I appreciate that, brother. And Bumbleberry said, walk us through the first level of the game, if that information is something he's comfortable releasing. I'm curious on what the XP system would be and the leveling. And I am as well. We're very after seeing Dread Arena and stuff, a lot of us have. And it's no pressure in saying this, of course, but a lot of us have a lot of high hopes for this game. It's you are very much correct with the genre being kind of in a massive decline, and I am excited personally about the development of this game, and being part of the process of you guys. As this game grows and the community grows, and I truly, like, with all my heart, believe this game is going to hit massively. I haven't been paying much attention, but the plan is open world MMO. What time do you get out of work? Are you out at 11? Yes, open world MMO. I have, so is it, I'm going to show you some game clips in a few, Galley, if you were able to see while you're at work still, but, and then he asked, is there a strategy in mind to combat, like, the end game repetitiveness? Because I feel like that would be, like, that is a major problem with a lot of games, is that, you know what I mean, that end game repetitiveness. And
yeah, so I mean, y'all are asking amazing questions, and it really, I mean, it gets to the heart of like the problems with MMOs. So, for one, the end game, like we named our studio Max Level Studios as kind of a play on like the max level end game problem that MMOs put themselves in, which is, you know, like all the good content. It started to become the end game, right? Because that's the meta, that's where everybody plays, and you have the different tiers of gear you're all fighting for. And then once you beat all the content, then it's kind of stale, and you're kind of waiting for the next big, you know, expansion or release. So it's kind of a trap that MMOs built for themselves, instead of focusing on like fun, replayable experiences within the world. And then it goes back to like the question about, someone asked earlier about level progression, and you were talking about the you know, like the leveling experience. I really think that a more vertical level progression is going to be better than like either a, you know, horizontal or vertical progression. But basically, the way I see it is, you know, the negative experience of an MMO for a lot of like casual gamers. I see a bug on the screen there. that charger that just kind of stands there. That's one thing we're fixing. You know, the experience of like starting at this level 1 that can get killed by a rabbit or something, you know, it's not the best experience, because you have this like hours of grinding before you get to something like really fun. And so MMOs basically they introduced this for a lot of reasons, but they could, you know, and then it become something that they have to skip over, and so you're skipping a lot of like content and quests and zones that are really like too low level, because they designed all these zones for when it took you longer to explore and level up. But I really see leveling as more of, instead of making your character just like, you know, strong enough to like beat the dumbest creatures in the game, really it's more about exploring the world and getting to more and more challenging areas. But you know, and where you're going to face like more intelligent opponents. But it's not something where you start off at some, you know, really like tedious kind of quest and like gathering the simplest thing, or fighting the, you know, like a boar or something, and you just grind that over and over until you level up. We really see it as like, you know, you're going to be able to jump in and, you know, you can have these fun multiplayer experiences really quickly. There's going to be, you know, different dungeons that you can play early game, but then you're going to have more and more content unlocked as you level up, and so you have that like vertical progression where like the longer you play, the more areas you get exposed to, the more dungeons open up, and then the game gets more and more interesting, and you're getting more immersed at the same time.
No, yeah, I absolutely agree. And man, see, it's funny because like we'll do the AMAs, and you can tell like the games that people are like. So some games like we'll have, and they'll like nobody asks a single question. Like you can tell the games that people like are truly waiting on and stuff by the like questions and the amount of questions. And yeah, we're just super excited that I can't why. Yeah, I'm gonna show everybody why on these next few clips as soon as I get to another pause as well. But the whole open world of it, I really think this is gonna be. I think it's gonna be the big one, baby. And you can tell, honestly, you can tell that this is a passion project though, because like you know, the mechanics are very smooth. Like the game, everything about the game right now, you can tell it is being made with care. And I'm just fucking excited, man.
I love it. I really appreciate that, and I can tell you, like, I'm a developer. I'm also a gamer, and I'm, you know, every time our team like adds anything to the game, I am personally loading it up in Unreal Engine, and I am playing the hell out of it, and like trying to break it, and you know, getting a feel for it. So yeah, it's something that, you know, I've put a lot of time in, but at the same time, it was like we were kind of worried, like, all right, once we get this out there, other people are going to be playing it, trying to break it, and we didn't know if there was going to be just a lot of stuff we didn't find. But I'm glad that I'm really good at breaking things, so that's helpful to have on the team.
Hell yeah. No, yeah. Another huge factor. Oh, good question. Yeah, no, that is actually a really good one. Another huge factor. How good will the music be? Music is a huge game changer. Absolutely, yo. Music can honestly make or break so many things. Music is a huge element, I think, for me as well with Superior, and the way that the overdrive works when it's activated, like how the music plays. So yeah, no, I definitely feel that music is important.
Yeah, and we have talked to studios, sound engineers. That's something we have not settled on yet, as far as like who we're going to use for our music. There's a lot of interesting startups in the space that are working on. I'm sure you guys saw, like, Google did this AI music, which is definitely not ready to like replace game music or anything, but there is a studio that is using AI to take real music, and it like machine learns putting it together for like big tracks. So basically, they've got composers on their team that are, you know, using basically AI to like scale up their work. But that's something we're talking to them and just listening to the tracks that they put together. But we're also talking to, you know, actual like traditional studios for you know, a custom from the orchestra to everything. And so we haven't done that yet, but that's something, you know, we're having those discussions.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. One of the major reasons I prefer hold on. Sorry, let me just kill this last dude. I prefer Final Fantasy 14 over any of them. It's the music. Yeah, facts. Sorry, what were you saying, brother?
Yeah, I was just going to say it's funny that he mentions, or that they mentioned Final Fantasy, because we used Final Fantasy tracks as, because when we first started, when we first had a build, we needed some music. We didn't have anything, so we got Final Fantasy music as our like menu and the background for the arena, because, you know, we just wanted to feel the vibe, and then that was kind of like the basis that we went off of. But we've also been really inspired by ULDOR DREAD, which has a really like unique kind of music, but then also, you know, some of the other like big open world RPGs that have some really just epic tracks.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, fuck myself right there. I can definitely see, like, it was actually the first thing I thought of when I started playing this was Elden Ring, like with just the timing of the dodges and the stuff. It reminded me of video games. Yeah, no, it's got a lot of unique elements to it as well that I'm insanely excited for. Like, literally, because finding a good game. So like finding a game that is gonna like kind of last the test of time, and be there, and finding it early, like as a content creator, is it's very hard to do, and it's a very special thing when you're able to do it, because the community, the growth, the game, the content, just everything. Like I am dying to put content out for this game in different elements of the way I have kind of in the past with other games, because I really think this game will do really well in like short form content form as well. So for as like a content creator standpoint, I'm like really excited for it, and like especially, you know, open world. I just see like everything come together is gonna be really dope. We talked about the NFTs, but will there be a game currency people can use as well? That's a great question, Bumble.